me tell you something I really love. That's driving around my property in a Dodge, taking a look at my Dodges. We got a Dodge. We got a little Dodge. Well, actually, you know, that one runs too good to not be considered a Dodge. We got another Dodge. And another Dodge. And another Dodge. What the? Something's up here. Where did you come from? Where did you come from? Aren't you a beauty? My goodness. How'd you end up next to all these Dodges? I guess we ought to see if something's up with it. What do we got here? 3 pedals? Shifter on the column? Aftermarket wheels? Oh, that'll do. Yeah, that'll do quite well. What do y'all say we try to make this old Chevrolet run? Howdy folks and welcome. This is a 1969 Chevy C10. It's an inline 6 with a 3-speed on the column. Long wheelbase, got all the extra room in the back. Now this thing has been sitting for I have no idea how long. It was sold at an auction a few years ago, and then I bought it from the guy who actually bought it from that auction. This thing's been sitting in a collection for, man, decades. It has to be decades. And there's no telling how long it's been since it last ran. But today I want to try and make it happen. So stick around to the end of the video, see if we can get this beauty of a Chevy C10 to run for the first time in literal decades. Wow, that was a bad crash. This guy behind me right here just pulled out in front of me in the Mustang. Whew. I'm gonna need legal help. I know who to call. I've got to call Morgan & Morgan. They're America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and over 800 lawyers ready to help you out. The good news is there are no upfront costs or fees. If I don't win my case, I don't pay anything. I don't have to feel bad about suing because I'm not going after the person, I'm going after the insurance company with billions of dollars. It's all about the people, not the powerful. Yes, Morgan & Morgan? Morgan & Morgan has attorneys who focus on every area of personal injury law. If you need help, give them that fighting chance and call them today. If you're ever hurt in an accident, go check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless you win. Now use my link down in the description below, forthepeople.com/McCool. That's forthepeople.com/McCool, or you can dial pound law or just pound 529 on your cell phone. Thank you so much, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. Well, she's a little worse for wear. The rockers are barely hanging on. They're almost nearly Bluetooth. The seat, I don't think, yeah, it's not bolted in, even the slightest. We'll try and sit down in here. Oh, okay. Here. All right, this is about as far as I can get in. We've got a key. That's a good thing, except I think it comes out of the ignition whether or not it's in the run position, so who knows if that even works. 3 on the column. We like that. Ooh, that sounds rough. We got some plant life growing in the floor pan. You know, that's always a good sign. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but this thing is pretty rough. But it came with a title, believe it or not. This one actually, of all the vehicles to have a title, has a title. We're gonna see what we can make happen here. Woo! Oh, man, that is a stout smell. This is, what are you? Yeah, there's a lot missing here. I think this was used as a parts truck at one time. Unfortunately, some things have been stolen off of it, not quite literally, but, you know, just used for other cars or trucks, and, you know, it's the same thing with the other truck. It's just been parted out. But the good news is, under the hood, we've got a lot of good signs that we can make this thing run. There's a lot going on the outside. I got a mismatched door, but I see why. This thing was terribly T-boned at some point. That's the original door right there. The bed is a little worse for wear. The tailgate's probably the nicest panel on this entire truck, along with the rear bumper. This bedside, not so bad. And check out those wheels. We got the saw blades, guys. They're 14s, believe it or not, with a 6 lug. This side, still kind of rough. The hood's crumpled up. The grill is decent. It's been around the block a few times. It's got a pretty decent windshield. Inside the truck is, well, I'm not even gonna comment on it. It's just bad. The cab is dented on the roof, but we've got a Ford hood somehow in the bed of the truck. We've got some coil springs. I don't know if that's for this truck. I hope it's not, because if it is, that's gonna be a bad time. And I don't even know what half this stuff is. Got some tubing in there. This truck over here was also in the whole deal, and it's so much straighter. I mean, as far as the bed and floors go and the fenders, this thing is so much nicer. It just had an engine delete, so we can't make it run, unfortunately. But that's when we come over here. We pop the hood. It's got some goodies underneath. Underneath here, we've got a 6-cylinder that somebody's already put some HEI distributor goodness in here. That's gonna be very handy to make this thing run. We've got a petrified 2-barrel, manual drum brakes all the way around, and 3-speed on the column. I don't know if any of that works, but I'm gonna try and make it run regardless. Hadn't messed with one of these old GM 6-cylinders in quite a while, but it looks just about like any other 6-cylinder. First, let's check for oil. It's showing full of gas. The main thing we wanna do is check for some sparks and fuel. This is gonna have to go. This carburetor, ooh, can it even move? Oh, it's moving, okay. So the throttle blades aren't stuck. That's really good. I probably just dumped about 40 years worth of dirt down into the engine, so that's fine. I guess the biggest thing is it stuck? Let's see if I can, golly, that looks like a boat prop. Can I spin it? Oh, I can spin it. Listen to that. There's compression in here. Hear that? We've got compression. So it's not stuck. We've got HEI. We've got a carburetor that's, you know, bad. If you could see this battery, check this out how bad this thing is. There's corrosion and then there's corrosion. I don't even see the bolts anymore. We're gonna just cut that loose. Good Lord, that's bad. This one's no better. It's rust, and this battery's probably, I don't even want to touch it. Here, let's use the jacket sleeve. That's a better idea. I'd like to see how old this thing is. AutoZone battery. Is that a date? Oh, I touched it. Oh, I'm dead. Yep, that's it. This one was, oh, Bubba. 5-year warranty. What? Is that a Toyota on there? I don't want that. Now that is some serious corrosion on that battery cable. Wow, I can't even see the bolts to it anymore. Guarantee we're probably gonna have to replace this, and there's just a loose wire. Where do you even go? There's no telling. Is this that's the hot wire, so we'll probably need to put that back for whatever reason it is. It doesn't even have a bolt to tighten it up, so we can at least break it loose and get it off, and we'll just go run and get a new one. That's pretty nasty. Gross. Very gross. I don't want to touch any of that. This one, on the other hand, not so bad. It's the ground cable. So let's loosen that up real quick, see if we can knock it out. See what side are you? Nope, not that one. It's a 7/16, but it's so rusty that it can't fit over the bolt. That might do it. That's a 12 mil. Honestly, if we just take this off at the source and the block, that's probably a better idea. Let's just do it that way, because I got to take this battery out anyway. It's garbage. There we go. Let's get that way out of here. Long gone from this poor little truck. There we go. Wow, that's bad. That is really bad. Uh-oh. I think I figured out why it's been parked. Right there's a starter, and the solenoid on top, well, it's broken. Look what happens whenever I pull the battery cable. Yeah, she's not happy. And I also noticed that this wire here going to the solenoid itself is broken off. So this is probably why it was parked, if I had to guess. Woo! Oh yeah. That is not happy in the slightest. Yep, she's done for. Well, at least we can get this out of the way. That's some damage right there. I wonder if it probably got like too hot or something, and they were cranking on it for forever, and it just broke itself. So I don't think that was ever going to work anyway. But luckily, they sell this part individually, and I don't have to pull the whole starter off. Did a quick little rewire. We've got our new battery cable here, and I put an end on this wire. I'm betting money that this is actually the charge wire coming off our alternator over there. So I actually fixed that instead of just shoving it under the battery cable end. And then in here, I fixed the what I believe to be the ignition switch to the starter to that solenoid, and then we're gonna pop this bad boy in, and hopefully that'll get us to where we can start this thing. If not, then we'll have to reassess. But man, I'm hoping so. It's not looking good right now. Which way is up? I hope it's that way. Yeah, it's gotta be that way. Yay. Let's see if we can finagle you into where you're going. This doesn't look like fun. Oh, I shouldn't eat lunch before this. Look at there, brand new, and I only dropped one bolt for the solenoid, so maybe it'll twist off and break and completely explode. So hey, cool. Anyway, we got brand new battery cables. We've got a ground strap here. We've got the power cable right there. So we'll drop our battery in, and heck, we'll see if it'll fire up now. Got a fresh battery right where it needs to be. That cable is not long enough. But you know what? It's good for our purposes. I like the way that looks. Sweet. Nothing exploded. Nice. That's a good thing to think about. You know, it's funny to me that just the littlest things can actually keep a vehicle off the road. Something as simple as a broken starter solenoid. I mean, it probably took me 30 minutes start to finish to fix that, and that was probably the reason this truck hasn't been driven in all this time. It's just wild. But I get it. I do get it. Sometimes the little things amount to a lot more than you want them to. Battery cables are tight. I reckon it's about time to see if we got any power anywhere else. Oh, and the heater core's leaking, so that's great. We've got the OG T3 on this side. That's a factory headlight. Check that out. I'm going to pull the headlight switch and see if anything comes on. Nope, nothing at all. Cool, but look inside. As I walked in here, I noticed the oil pressure light came on. Look at that. So I guess we could just bump the key. Oh, the whole switch is broken off, or at least loose. Whoa! We're in gear. Is that neutral? Oh, okay. I think the shifter is messed up too. How does that work? I don't even know if it's moving anything in the column, but at least it fired. It's turned over, you know? How about that? Let me try the clutch. I'm gonna match the clutch down here and see if it doesn't move. Oh, ooh, that sounds terrible. Unfortunately, I don't think our shifter rods are working, or at least they're not connected to the column, because I was able to actually do it by hand and just kind of wiggle it around and get it to what I think is neutral. And once I did that, the engine rolled over freely and it didn't move the truck. So I'm thinking it's in neutral at this point. Unfortunately, our steering column, that's probably the real reason. It's not been ran in a long time. But we're still going to keep trying. So I guess the next order of business here, check for spark, check for fuel, and just see what we have going on. I've got to disconnect that fuel pump because I know for a fact the gas in this thing is, if there is any, it's bad. Probably smart if I brought some cutters out here, but all I got is my crimpers. You know what? Did exactly what I needed it to. Look at there. Completely blocked off anyway, so it didn't matter regardless. Just for the sake of not caring, I want to hit this thing with a little bit of the good stuff. See if anything happens when I hit the key. I heard some sputters of life. Okay. I like to see that. I really like to see that. That's what I was talking about. Those HEIs, man, they really are. Oh, we've got a spark plug off. Where are you? Wait a minute. 1 goes to you. 2, 3. Oh, looky here. That can be a problem. What I was saying is these HEI caps, they're really good about retaining spark until they get hot and just melt the whole thing. But at least this thing's been sitting for a while. And we'll do this one more time with 6 cylinders this time. Not gonna lie, this engine sounds really, really bad. It's disgusting, to be honest with you. But we're gonna try it again anyway. This time I'm gonna unhook this filter and just get that out of there. I really hope this carburetor doesn't leak. I don't know anything about it, and it looks pretty rough. We're gonna try it real quick though. I'm gonna hook up our electric fuel pump. Oh, I hear good noises. Oh, there it goes. See the leaks? Yeah, she's leaking a little fuel. Let's just cut it off real quick. That's okay. That gasket's probably just really dry. I looked for rebuild kits and nobody had one here locally. It had to be special ordered. So we'll just see if that'll run. Let's just try it now that it has a little bit of fuel in it. I'll hit the accelerator pump. Ow, hit my head. Where's the throttle? Let's see. I have no idea. Let's just crank it over and see if that worked. We'll give it a little bit of the go juice and hope for the best. Perfect. Wow. That sounds bad, guys. Let's give her a little more fuel. Let's make it a fire hazard real fast. A little more of the good stuff. Too much. Good Lord, what is that sound? What is that? That sounded terrible. Are you good? Oh, I see. The exhaust manifold is broken. The bolt is gone. That's one reason it sounds terrible. The other reason I don't know, and it kind of makes me think maybe the flywheel or clutch or something is just not happy. All I know to do is just do it again. Whoa! I don't know if that oil pressure gauge works. I really hope it doesn't. We're idling though. We were. Oh, we shredded the alternator belt. That's what happened. That's okay. We didn't need that anyway. Oh, wow. The alignment for that pulley is terrible. Look how off that is. No wonder it just shredded it. It's like dead center. Woo, that's bad. I'd really like to know what that sound is though. Let me see if I can start it back up and then we'll try and run it and I'll try to hop out here and look. All right, come on now. Woo! Oh, is it the transmission? Hold on. Why is it not turning off? Hello? I turned the key off. Excuse me. Are you still running? Okay, that was weird. I think this thing's slightly in one gear and not in neutral. I don't know what's supposed to be out of gear and what's in gear. That didn't work. What if we just move this down? I don't know. I'm not well versed in the 3-speed on the column world. Let's try that. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I think it was just slightly touching that gear. Oh yeah, she's good now. Like a brand new truck. She's snappy. Yeah, the generator light's on because the alternator isn't doing anything. I have a problem here. I don't know how to turn it off. Oh, she's snappy now. Please turn off. Okay, good. Oh, I got scared. The key is just goes whoop, all the way around. But it ran. And it actually ran good when I choked it. That changed the whole attitude of the thing. I mean, that completely helped it. Close that up. What I need to do though, oh wow, look at the heater core. Just pouring out. I'm afraid I can't move it though, because this whole situation, like, it's ruined. Something bad wrong is happening here, and I don't know what it is. Let's start her up again. Give her a couple old pats. Wow! Fired right up. All right, I'm gonna push the clutch in. Ooh, just kidding. I was kidding. I was kidding. I was joking. I was joking. Stop. Stop. Okay. I honestly wouldn't mind trying to drive it around the field here, but with that clutch and shifter situation, I mean, it's bad, guys. But hey, it ran. It ran for the first time, and I don't know how long this thing's been sitting. It looks like a very, very long time. And that carburetor, I mean, once the choke closed, it idled. And that's impressive. It's very impressive. So I don't know how to continue. I don't want to blow it up, but I also don't want to dump a bunch of antifreeze in here for no reason. You know what I mean? Plus I spun the belt off, but I don't know if I can keep a belt. Like, that thing is so bad. The alignment, it's bad enough that it immediately shredded that belt as soon as we fired it up. These tires, yeah, they're not going anywhere. They are not doing anything at all. That one might hold air, but I don't think the rest of them will. So if we do, we're going to have to put tires on it. And I don't have any GM 6-lug wheels that I know of. I've got a set of 8 lugs, but I don't have any 6-lug for a Chevrolet. Oh well, at least it runs though, and it actually ran very well. That was impressive. What concerns me, like I said earlier, what really concerns me, that oil pressure gauge showed nothing. I mean, it showed 0. And which the amp gauge showed nothing either, but the alternator isn't doing anything. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Keep an eye on these shift rods. We're gonna see if we can make those work, and we'll just fire it up again and let it idle. She doesn't like anything less than full choke. I reckon the least we can do is just enjoy the fact that I can turn it over with the key. Or not. Oh boy, now I've really done it. Oh, let me put that choke back on. I've made it angry. Oh, the choke is on. Oh boy. Here, how about all the way? Is there any fuel? Well, the pump's not on. That's probably why it quit. It ran out of gas. Now let's try it. Oh, come on now. To the floor. To the floor. Come on, baby. Come on. I believe in you. I believe in you. Okay, fine. I don't believe in you. I'm gonna hit her with the good stuff. Oh, good Lord. Come on. I'm cranking it up enough to where the oil pressure light goes off. Watch. Hello? Hello? Well, it's broken. I'll give it one more chance. Oh, she heard me. Clear those plugs out. Yeah, the oil pressure light goes off, so that tells me that hopefully that means we do have oil pressure, and that gauge down there is not hooked up. Woohoo! She's peppy. The exhaust comes out somewhere around here. Sounds pretty happy. Not really. There we go. I just wish I could put it in gear though. I can't do any of that. Foot in on the clutch. Oh, yeah, okay. Fine, I give up. Only way I know how to fix this thing properly and cheaply is to put a shifter in the floor and just do away with all the column nonsense. But finding one of those, I don't know. I think Mr. Gasket or somebody sells something like that, or did probably before I was born, so who knows if I could even fix that or replace it with anything else. But hey, I gotta give it to the old girl. It ran. I honestly did not expect this thing to run even in the slightest. I guarantee that my thoughts were this video was not going to pan out. It was going to be locked up. It wasn't going to run. Something was wrong with it. If somebody needed this engine for like a car or truck, this thing is fantastic. And I mean, honestly, it's weird how good it runs. And it didn't knock. It smoked a little bit, but that's probably because it's 1,000 years old and basically uncovered archaeologically like I just did. But, you know, just for a little bit of work, it fired right up. I can't fault it for that, guys. I really can't. Somebody could use this as a parts truck. Really the only thing I wanted off of it was the tailgate, because you know I have my grandfather's old GMC. Even though it says Chevrolet on it, I still could use a good tailgate because that truck doesn't have one. The engine is nice, but you know, there's really not a whole lot of meat left on the bone for this poor truck, and I hate that. It's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. So here she is in all her glory, 1969 Chevy C10 that currently does run. Does it drive? No. Did we try? Kinda. Ooh! Is this aluminum? I'm keeping that. Well, folks, that's all she wrote for old Chevrolet. It ran, it did its thing, it tried, and I can't really ask more of it other than what it did. So I'm happy with it. Turned out okay. Old Chevrolet over there, it's a really nice truck. If we can make two good trucks out of, if we can make one good truck out of two, that would be the ticket item. But unfortunately, this thing is, whew, she is rough. But hey, it's got a good engine at least. All right, folks, listen. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, because it really does help me and promote these videos. And I appreciate every single one of you for doing what you do. And honestly, it really does help me a lot. So order your t-shirts and your stickers. The link is down in the description below. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. And I'll see you in the next one.